And welcome to our midweek show of Upon Further Review. I'm Josh Aubrey. Plenty of previews to get to. You've got a few of our area teams looking to notch their fourth straight victory, including the Georgia Southern Eagles. The Eagles have won their last 3 games. All of them have been at home, and they've all been pretty close victories. This past week, Georgia Southern was able to hang on to knock off Texas State by a score of 40-38. This week, you expect a little bit lower scoring game as they head up to Army West Point, heading to take on former Georgia Southern head coach Jeff Monken, who just played former head coach Willie Fritz. They lost that game down in Tulane. They're 6-2 on the season. Georgia Southern 6-2 on the season. We'll preview that, hear from Coach Monken and Coach Chad Lunsford and some of the players coming up. We'll also hear from Statesboro High head coach Jeff Kaiser as the Blue Devils look to move one step closer to getting a number 3 seed in the region, or the state tournament rather, as they'll be taking on Glenn Academy. Last week they punched their ticket with a victory over Effingham County, an exciting one at Womack Field. This week they'll host Glenn Academy at Womack Field as well. We'll hear from Coach and some of the players coming up. As for the Bulloch Academy Gators, big game coming up on Friday night. It's the region championship game. They'll be hosting Pinewood. Should be an electric crowd for that one. Pinewood lost last week as they fell to Frederica. So a Gator win, they're automatically region champs. A Gator loss, and it's a 3-way tie. We'll have to see how that plays out. Southeast Bulloch coming off a big win against Rockdale County, getting set to head back up to head coach Barrett Davis's old stomping grounds as they'll be taking on Lakeside. We'll hear from him and some of the players coming up. All that and more on Upon Further Review. And a reminder before we go to break, hopefully you'll never be in an accident, but if so, please give our friends at the Sullivan Law Firm a call, 912-489-8888, or online at thesullivanlawfirm.com.
The Medical Center Pharmacy on Grenade Street is proud to be your Health Mart pharmacy in Statesboro. The Medical Center Pharmacy, locally owned and serving this community for 50 years, is open 364 days a year. The pharmacists at Medical Center know there's nothing more important than your family's well-being. That's why they take the time to know their customers, explain their medications, and answer any questions. The Medical Center Pharmacy, your Health Mart pharmacy.
Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
Well, the Georgia Southern Eagles have won 3 in a row, 3 straight Sun Belt victories. They're now 6-2 on the season and 3-2 in conference play. This week, they're going to be heading up to Army at West Point for the first time in school history, facing off against former Georgia Southern head coach Jeff Monken, who has the Black Knights rolling at 6-2, although last week they did lose on the road to former Georgia Southern head coach Willie Fritz over at Tulane. They'll be looking to rebound. We had a chance to talk first off with Georgia Southern former head coach Jeff Monken about the matchup.
Got a really neat team. We're not overly talented, but our guys sure play hard and they care about each other, and they're going to give it their best every time they play. And that wasn't any exception on Saturday. Tulane was a good team. They were just better than us and beat us. But we didn't do enough to help ourselves either. We played a great second quarter, had ourselves in the game with a chance to win, and just didn't do enough in the second half. Everybody going through the same thing with this COVID situation. Just grateful for every game and the opportunity to play. And our guys have worked really hard and prepared and invested a lot, and they certainly want to maximize the opportunities to play. So looking forward to this Saturday for sure. But Chad's doing a really good job with the program. They're having a great year, and their 2 losses are to 2 really good football teams, and they've been in every game, and they're a well-coached team. They're also a very talented team. They look like the Georgia Southern teams that I know, fast and athletic and competitive, and so they're doing a great job, and it's going to be a real challenge for us. We know that athletically and speed wise, they're going to have an edge on us. So we're just going to have to execute and perform our responsibilities and the fundamentals at a really high level.
2013, you bring Chad on as your wide receivers coach and recruiting coordinator. He had been with Coach Seawalk before in 03 to 05. How did that process go about? And was Brent Davis or Mitch Ware or some people that overlapped instrumental in recruiting him or vouching for him?
It was really on the recommendation of Coach Seawalk and Brent and Mitch. Just his experience recruiting the state of Georgia at Georgia Military, at Georgia Southern, and then his experience at working so closely with recruiting at Auburn. And he had a passion for that. And so we really brought him back to do that and to help take our recruiting efforts to the next level. And it was hard to get him to say yes. Georgia Southern, at the time we were an FCS school, just transitioning to FBS. Wasn't like we could offer gobs and gobs of money to people to come be assistant coaches, and it was a big move for his family. But he did it and came and joined us, and just again, like we said, we were excited to get him in the program just for what we knew he could bring from a recruiting standpoint. They're very much an option football team, and just it doesn't look necessarily the same as what we do because we're under center and we've got slot backs that are going in motion and those kinds of things. But they've got a lot of read plays, and oftentimes it's just a two-way option where they're going to get it to the running back or the quarterback's going to carry it. And I know they're trying to find ways for that quarterback to carry it. He's really, really talented. That's very much like the midline options that we've run over the years. When we had guys like Greg Hill, we didn't mind having him run it either. So he was reading one guy and he was either handing it off to Adrian Peterson or running it himself, and it was a pretty good combination. So there's a lot of principles that are very similar, and they just do it in a different way. And it's fun to watch, and they're doing some great stuff, and they've got some really good coaches, Coach DeBus and Doug Roos being back there again now. And they're very fortunate to have two guys like that. I think they're really good at what they do. And I cheer for Georgia Southern every week. I love Georgia Southern, and it's such a special place to me personally and to our family, Statesboro and that community, our friends there. But that program and that school, I kind of feel like Georgia Southern's my alma mater a little bit. I'm a proud Millikan grad, but I spent 9 years at Georgia Southern and feel really ingrained in that institution and the community that surrounds it and that football program. I kind of grew up in that football program under Paul Johnson and got my start as a college head coach at Georgia Southern. So just forever grateful to the people there and the support that we receive, the friendships that we have, and it'll be hard to cheer against Georgia Southern. There's something about that blue helmet with the white stripe and those white and blue uniforms that are so iconic and so unique, really. These days in college football, the traditional uniform of Georgia Southern's really, really pretty special.
Well, we heard from former Georgia Southern head coach Jeff Monken about his thoughts about playing the Eagles. We had a chance to talk with Chad Lunsford and some of his players about heading up to West Point to take on Army.
But as an option team, we know they're going to run dive, they're going to run double option, they're going to run, a little bit of triple. But, they're going to do what they do at the end of the day. I don't think, really worrying about the quarterbacks is our best thing. The rest we need to worry about the quarterbacks is how to stop them rather than, what they do best.
They kind of run the same offense that we do. But do they run it as fast as we do? Like, I know, y'all see the game, but y'all don't really see how fast we be moving. So it's a different pace out there when you got to defend it, especially when you don't got to defend just one person. It's me, Speedy, Wesley, Logan. So it's Gerald. Like, it's a bunch of us that you guys are fans. It ain't just one person. And it's coming at a very fast pace. So I hope they're ready to defend it. I know they practice. Well, I don't hope they're ready to defend it, but you know what I mean. But yeah, it's different. It's a different speed, different pace. But like you said, they offense is similar to ours, so they have a better chance of defending it as a lot of other teams. But I still just think that the game speed is gonna be a little too much.
This is an interesting game because very similar defenses. Both our defenses play the same thing, and obviously we're both option offenses, but a different way. Them being under center option and us being shotgun option. So a lot of familiarity with both sides of the ball. So really looking forward to this and looking forward to the challenge. I know our guys are excited to go up to a historical place. And I wish we wasn't in the middle of a pandemic, because I think we could take advantage more of this trip to get the historical part of it. But not going to have that opportunity, but definitely looking forward to going up there and playing. I didn't really know Coach Monken before, as far as on a personal basis, before I got back in 2013. I came to Georgia Southern in 2003 when Coach Seawalt was the head coach and Coach Monken had already left and went with Coach Johnson to Navy. But when I did come at that point to coach the slot backs, Coach Monken was a guy that I talked to a good bit, to try to get me kind of caught up on coaching slot backs. And then, obviously we've got a lot of friends that are the same. And, so throughout the years, in 2013, when he had an opening on staff, Brent Davis, Mitch Ware, those guys, really vouched for me to Coach Monken to hire me in 2013 to come coach the wide receivers and be the recruiting coordinator. And then obviously got to spend the year with him that year and got to know him pretty well. And I'm very thankful to Coach Monken because, giving me the opportunity to come back to Georgia Southern, which was awesome the first time I was here, and then have the opportunity to come back and be a part of it, man. Very thankful for that opportunity that he gave me. Army is very tough. I think they're very disciplined. I mean, it's going to sound a little bit like what I say our identity is, because they definitely work. And obviously I know what type of program Coach Monken runs. And I know how well his coaches coach and how they dot I's, cross T's, and they have their guys prepared and ready to play. So watching them on film, it's just very disciplined football. And you see, I think it is a little different than Georgia Southern, obviously, because it is a service academy. But those guys play really, really hard, and they're very, very disciplined when they play.
My Queensboro banker is Cheryl Quick.
Blanchard Equipment Company has 16 locations.
Queensboro has homegrown values just like us.
They get heavily involved in every community.
And that means strong customer service.
They've been around a long time, just like John Deere.
When you run across the bank like that, you stick with them.
I sure would like to own one of these John Deeres.
Well, we can sure make that happen.
Oh, well.
Queensboro is your community bank. Queensboro National Bank and Trust.
The folks at the Georgia Southern University store want all Eagle fans to know the Statesboro campus of the University store will be open Saturday, September 12th from 11 a.m. until 3:30 p.m. and Saturday, September 19th from 11 a.m. until 4 p.m. Both Paulson Stadium stores will be open for window and counter service with a selection of Georgia Southern apparel from the time the gates open until the end of halftime. Web orders from the full selection of Georgia Southern apparel, hats, gifts, and tailgating items may be ordered for free pickup at Paulson Stadium at the Homeside store during game day hours. Web orders must be placed by 1 p.m. on Friday for each of the first 2 home games. So don't forget, for all your game day and Georgia Southern needs, shop the University store on the Georgia Southern campus. Well, the Statesboro Blue Devils getting set to take on Glenn Academy. A lot on the line last week as they were able to punch their ticket to the state playoffs. Now, a lot on the line again. If they win against Glenn Academy, it'll be their 4th straight victory. Nice way to go into the state playoffs. They'll also earn the number 3 seed. We had a chance to talk with Coach Kaiser and some of the players about the game.
Our biggest strides from a position standpoint are our offensive line and our running back groups. quarterback play has improved. We've improved everywhere, but the biggest improvement is taking place up front on our OL. We're playing the caliber of teams we're playing. You have to make the proper adjustments to slow people down, to stop them, and we're more suited to defend teams that try to line up and run at you than spread you out and outrun you. So we're pleased where we're at. Sometimes we've game planned, I won't say wrong, but in the wrong direction to get our kids in a position to be successful. Historically, since Coach Hidalgo has been at Glenn, they are very strong at the end of the season. They've done very well defensively. They're very talented offensively. Our schedule has been stacked with teams week in and week out that have very, very good defensive fronts. Even the teams that we've defeated, their defensive lines are very good. Effingham's was real good. Glenn Academy is going to be excellent defensive front, and that's where it starts, at the line of scrimmage. Got to contain them offensively. Their quarterback's a very good player. We got to get off the field on third down, and offensively we've got to move the ball, move the chains, protect the football, and when we get in the red zone, score. I mean, it's the same thing every week, but we got to. The best chance we have for beating them is to keep the ball away from them.
I feel like we did good defensively as a team. Offensively, we ran the ball, threw it good, scored touchdowns. Defensively, we got stops at the end of the game that caused us to win and take us to playoffs. I feel like we're looking like an offense. The O-line getting better at blocking. The perimeter blocks, like Coach Kaiser said, is getting better at when we run the ball. When we got our players back from quarantine, it's like we came together as a team and just pushed through. And we got our coach back. That's what kind of helped us out too, made us better. I'm ready. I'm ready to play them. Trying to show them that we're a good team too. We can play, show them what we're about.
It feels good to be able to go back to the playoffs. I mean, it's always our goal, and I feel like we played all right. I mean, obviously we would like to have stopped them a little bit better on defense, but a win's a win. So I mean, we're happy with that. And we stopped them when we needed to, so that was good. And like Jordan said, I mean, once we got all our players back and all, it helped a lot, especially with having Coach Kaiser back. I mean, it all boosted our confidence a lot, and I think we've improved everywhere. I definitely feel like we've improved, and we know they're a good team, but we're ready to play. And I mean, we want to play the best team, so we're ready for that.
Our Southeast Bulloch segment is brought to you by Scott's Floor Covering, passionate to floor you for all your installation needs with over 30 years of experience. Please call Joel Scott at 912-536-2107 or email scottsfloorcovering@yahoo.com for a free quote today. This segment is brought to you in part thanks to After Hours Glass Service, LLC, where they truly believe that if you don't take care of a customer, somebody else will. Wishing much success for the Yellow Jackets 2020 season. Well, the Southeast Bulloch Yellow Jackets looking to continue their hot streak as they beat Rockdale County last week on the road. This week they're back on the road a couple hours away as they take on Lakeside, Coach Barrett Davis's old team. We had a chance to talk with him and the players about how things have been going.
Lakeside, I think they're going to try and run the ball. They're doing some zone option type stuff and dive option type stuff on offense, and then defensively they've kind of worked out of a 3-4 cover 2 look. They got some decent sized linemen. They're going to be well coached. They'll do all the little things right. So we're just going to have to make sure our guys are prepared on short notice as well, and just try and take the 2-hour ride up there and do what we do and stay focused. So
I mean, it just felt good to play. And, I mean, we can always fix some stuff, touch up on little things, and I feel like that game showed us what we can touch up on. We're doing good. We got a whole lot of people that can do different things for us. Speed, strength, our running backs can do it all, and our offensive line can block them for the longest. The defense is pretty good. I feel like if we get more vocal on defense and we start communicating more, I think we'll be even better. But they're pretty good. Our head coach came from there, and yeah, they're pretty good. We played them, I think it was a year ago at a camp. They're pretty physical and fast. It's going to be a good game.
We went out and played hard. We went up big in the first quarter, and then after that, we played lights out. We've been playing pretty good. Offensive line, we've been blocking, and running backs hitting holes hard. It's not been clean every time, but they're running hard, and we're blocking. So I feel like if we stop the run, we can play against anybody. So we have talent everywhere on our D-line and linebackers, so I feel pretty good. I watched some film over the weekend, they have pretty good size and speed, so it's going to be a good one.
No credit refused isn't just an offer, it's a way of business and has been for over 100 years. No banks, no ridiculous credit requirements, just local Badcock store owners who treat you right and give you credit when others won't. It's never been easier to express your style and love your home.
Family Internal Medicine Associates of Statesboro, providing primary care for Statesboro area patients since 1998, providing complete physicals, complete sports physicals, Medicare wellness exams, full diabetes treatment, and education from lifestyle changes to oral medications to insulin pump therapy, in-house dermatology, in-house circulation tests, and ultrasounds, and in-house labs. Featuring nurse practitioner Melissa Beasley, Family Internal Medicine of Statesboro can accommodate same-day or next-day appointments to serve your needs. Family Internal Medicine Associates of Statesboro, where we care.
Friday night lights to early morning deer stands, Anderson's General Store in Statesboro is your tailgating and hunting headquarters. Boots from Ariat, Georgia Boot, Irish Setter, Wolverine, and more, we have a pair for you. Check out our Costa and Ray-Ban sunglasses. And apparel from Columbia, Carhartt, and Drake. Dove, ducks, deer, we have all your hunting needs. And tailgate with a Big Green Egg or Traeger grill. Pack in the flavor with delicious sauces and rubs. Anderson's General Store, a general store, and so much more.
Ready for fall? Us too at RJ Pope. Get ready to cheer on your favorite team in a new performance polo from Peter Millar, Southern Tide and AFCO. Ladies, we have the best brands and trending fashions. Complete your look with one of our best-selling shoe brands, Soft, On Cloud, and Free People. Shop these brands and so much more at one of our 3 locations, RJ Pope Buckhead, Downtown, and Vidalia.
Well, the Bulloch Academy Gators got it all on the line coming up Friday night as they'll be taking on Pinewood with a chance at a region championship on the line. Pinewood lost last week to Frederica. Bulloch Academy has already beaten Frederica. If they win this game, they're going to be the region champs outright. If they lose, then it's a 3-way tie. Have to wait and see how that tiebreaker would be set. But the Gators controlling their own destiny. We had a chance to talk with Coach Pennington and some of the players about the game.
I've been here long enough to find out that this is a bitter rivalry. This thing must go deep. And I can assure you, I spent a little extra time this past weekend because I know what it means to not just our players, but to their parents and to their grandparents. And it's good to have a rivalry game in more ways than one, but as long as it's when the game's over with, I know that a lot of these boys are good friends with the players on Pinewood, and so it's a good week for both schools to have some excitement and look forward to it. But at the same time, we have a football game to play, and it's imperative that we maintain and control our emotions during practice. We stay focused during the game the same way, and as we have shared on a number of occasions, and each week, be honest with you, display quiet confidence, and also make sure we don't get too high nor get too low. We want to stay balanced in the whole process of preparing for them as well as playing them on Friday. But they have a very good football team. It all starts with their quarterback, the coach's son over there. From what I've seen on film, he is an excellent athlete, can throw the deep ball very well, and they can score. They like to throw the ball down the field. And so they can score quickly as well. But he is very impressive in the way he runs the football. They have a tremendous sized offensive line that when they get on you, it's very difficult to get away. So they got some good packages, and I think on defensive side of the ball, they really fly around. So we have a challenge, but we hope that we can give them one as well. We're looking for a fantastic Friday night, a lot of excitement in the air. A lot is at stake as far as the game is concerned, but the most important thing is that we execute, we come ready to play, and we give our best effort.
You know, it's a big rivalry game going on into it. You know, it's a lot at stake here, so we're going to put in the extra work and get ready for this week. The locker room's filled with excitement for this week. It gives extra fuel to the fire knowing that we have a good chance to win it this year. And gives us an extra kick of energy. We know we were right there at it last year and the year before with Frederica. So now we just got one more step, and we're pushing it extra hard this week. We expect them to be a good, hard, physical team. We know they got some pretty good key players. You know, we're going to put in the extra work for them, study a lot more. This is definitely a big game for us to dial in on.
It was kind of nice to get all the road games out of the way and know that we've got this last home game and we've secured a home spot in the playoffs. So it was a good win. It was good to get out there and go ahead and get a win, get that home game. It's exciting. It's been since 2009, so 11 years since we've won region, and it's exciting. It really is. We're excited about it. They always play good against us, and it's going to be a hard-fought game. We know that what they have, and we know what we have, and so it's going to be a good game. We've got it at home. And last year, you know, we had to go down there. It's tough to play down there, so we feel pretty confident about it this year, sir.
And that'll wrap it up for this week's show. We thank you for joining us. Hope to see you again next week.